All right. State your name.
Mark Moore.
All right. How old were you when you came to America?
12 years old.
12.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about a little bit why you moved, or your decision to move, or your family?
It wasn't really my decision. Um, it was more of my parents. My parents were separated at the time. My dad came to America uh, um, and petitioned us. So the whole, all my siblings.
Moved? How many?
Yeah. Well, my sister actually, she was overage at the time, so she came a little later. Yeah. So me and my brothers came here.
How many?
Three of them.
Okay.
And we all came here at the same time.
So, what was the reason why you moved?
No, they said for a better life.
Better life. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Why did you choose? Why did your family choose the Bay Area over any other part of the United States?
My dad was in the East Coast at first when he first came here.
Okay.
And then I guess all his relatives was here in the Bay Area. Most of his relatives moved to the Bay Area. He still got relatives down at New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
But I guess they like it here better than East Coast.
Oh, was your dad or were your parents the first generation to migrate? Your dad?
Yeah, well, my dad first um, came here, and then he had a working visa. He ended up marrying an American citizen.
That's good.
Uh,
To get his.
During that time, they had to find a way for him to become a citizen.
Okay. Are they still together?
No,
Okay.
he married a few more other females.
Describe your childhood back in the Philippines. Like, was it good, bad?
My childhood back in the Philippines, it was very good. Um, it's just totally different than the United States, because especially we were taught like how to respect
Mm-hmm.
each other, and um, I actually think I was a better kid when I was in Philippines than when I got here.
So
I learned a lot of well, not that I. How do I say this? Over there, it, I just like how the community um, works over there. Like everybody knows each other.
togetherness.
Yeah, and
That's what we're talking about in class.
huh?
Togetherness in the Philippines. And
Yes.
like in the United States, it's more
Yeah.
competitive, and you gotta be like find your own life. Got more of a
Exactly.
community here.
Yeah. Over here, it's different, man. I notice everybody's just in it for themselves.
Yep.
Pretty, and I wasn't used to that.
Mm.
When I got here, and
Got into trouble. You tell me about the trouble you got into
yeah, definitely I got into a lot of trouble
here.
here. Besides, it was hard for me.
The transition was
The
hard.
transition was hard because I left my mom, and then I got here in the United States, and my mom wasn't there to check on my homework.
Mhm.
I was on my own. Over here, no one really checked on me. My dad was working 2 full-time jobs, and
You aren't.
it seemed like, for me at the time, it seemed like he didn't care, And kid, my when I first started 8th grade, the very first day, I was getting bullied.
Mm.
I got picked on, which I wasn't used to. In the Philippines, nobody really bullied each
Yeah.
other. We didn't really bully each other. So I had to fight back, and that's how I reacted.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I reacted things. And yeah.
Was
And
it
pretty much the whole entire time, everybody laughed at me
because of?
because of the way I speak. I didn't speak very good English.
Okay.
Um, you can close that. Yeah. So, um, yeah, it was just it's. I got homesick quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was pretty homesick. Like the first year, and then I learned how to adapt.
Yeah.
I needed to make some changes.
Yeah.
My dad wasn't very supportive, so you know I had to do it for myself.
Yeah.
I made some bad choices and some good choices.
Mm-hmm.
I learned from my mistake.
Yeah. Had to learn.
On my own. Yeah, and I was
Um.
abused as a kid. My dad used to beat me up.
Damn.
You know, and he's a big guy.
That's
Yeah.
You have a good what's that? A good career back home in the Philippines.
Who?
Your dad, was he working like
Yeah.
a profession or?
Yeah, he was working for the city,
Okay.
where we was at, Olongapo City. Um, and he also worked for the the base over there, the Navy base. Um, he told me some stories, and he got into a lot of trouble too. So he decided to move out and move to the United States, which everybody was doing anyways at the time.
So he moved. I mean, we're talking about in class how we're talking about how people move to have a better life, but it's harder here. Like it turns out that it's a lot harder here. Did he have more struggles here when he moved, or was it easier?
Well, I think people have this thing about a better life.
Yep.
Okay, what is a better life, right? Um, to have more money. Some people think that way. To make more money, right? For me, like actually, when I lived in Philippines when I was a kid, um, whenever every summertime we would go to the province, and they pretty much just have each other, the family, our relatives, my family. They didn't have they didn't have all the luxury. They didn't have no cars, they didn't have TV. Um, Lucky to have electricity, right? We used to get water from the well, and for me that was good enough.
Yeah.
Like that, I was happy. We all enjoyed each other's company.
Yeah.
Versus, a lot of people get caught up in this whole material stuff.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you need money, you need this, you need that. But it really depends on how you define happiness.
Yeah.
The way I see it, my dad was here. He was making money. He got all the money in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
He had toys, cars. He had a house, a big house. He was working hard for it, but at the same time, it seems like he was very miserable.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I really can't. For me, happiness. I would have been. I was already content being in Philippines. I noticed a lot of people come here and they look for that happiness, and their definition of happiness is to make money.
Yeah.
You know.
So that's what you're saying. People. That's the main reason why Filipinos move to America is because of money,
I believe
mostly.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people, I gotta admit, especially
To
Filipinos,
send money back
to
to.
send money back
Yeah.
exactly to the Philippines and
Help out.
help out. Yeah.
Um.
But there's so many. I mean, money can be made, as long as you work hard in
Mm,
Philippines, you know. But I gotta admit, as far as like medicals and stuff, nobody had
fucking hard.
Yeah, it is hard. Yeah, it is hard as far as medical. You know, um, people get sick, and you do need money.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing. But I think one of the main reason um, why most Filipino come here is to make money and help their family
Mm-hmm.
back home, right?
Mm-hmm.
But some they forget where they came from,
Yeah.
you know.
If you had the chance, would you move back, Philippines? Or you good?
Yeah, definitely. Like
You would
I would go back to Philippines
to live?
to live there, but
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I thought
but
it was the other answer.
really, okay, I would love to, but it's not really how do you say, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not, it wouldn't be right. I can't be selfish because, my wife she's Chinese. She has her career over here, and I'll be taking that away from her,
Mm-hmm.
Right? And she's very good at what she does,
Mm-hmm.
and it keeps her going, She got a career, right? And I also have this career here that I built.
What is it?
Huh?
Talk about it.
My business, yeah.
CrossFit. Promote it.
I run a CrossFit gym. Full grip CrossFit.
Try it free.
We're at 1387 Lowry Avenue, South San Francisco.
Alright, let's go in.
Call us at 650-866-3912. Leave a message. No, but yeah, as far as CrossFit goes, well, I always believe in hard work. I was forced to work at a young age. I was a runaway. My dad, I asked if I could play sport or do martial arts, but he told me, make some money. Instead, make some money. So, okay, I had to make my own money. He didn't really give me much, I had to earn it. And ever since, I literally I work under the table. I'm not gonna tell where, but
why not? Do you think? Do you think like him having you work took you away from school too?
Oh yeah,
priorities were more.
Yeah,
about
definitely.
work
I
than
was
school?
more like focused on making a living more than school. Yeah, because I had to survive.
Okay.
Like I said, I was a runaway. I ran away a lot growing up. I like to have nice things, which I didn't have. That's the only thing in Philippines. I didn't have any toys growing up. I remember, I really wanted a Tonka truck, and I didn't have any toys at all. We used to play with sticks and rubber bands, branches, right? So, and my mom couldn't afford it.
Do you feel the Filipino Americans are viewed as subordinate in the U.S.?
Of course. I mean, like, just think about it. I mean, until this very day, Americans are. You can't take away racism. There's a lot of obviously, when you have an education, a lot of people like to brag about their education, and then they're gonna look down at people just because they don't speak the way they speak.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're not as high class as them. They don't have all the good things.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like human nature. It is human nature, right? And America is known for that. The biggest issue, like bullying, right? It's obviously a lot of, I believe, like being an Asian period, we get bullied a lot. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Places where you go in, you know, the United States, you could really feel that tension.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, here in San Francisco, we're a little bit more diverse. Everybody's kind of used to it. But you go somewhere else, you know, outside the city, you get that, you can just feel it, you know, and they show it too. They don't. It's not like they hide it.
Do you ever feel that you had less of an opportunity based on your nationality?
Opportunity, somewhat, but there's always a way, right? You just gotta find it yourself. Like for me, I had the opportunity. There is opportunities out there. You just gotta look for it. You gotta be right as far as your your ethnicity.
You're born under certain
exactly
privileges.
That's right. So, but there is a lot of opportunities in America.
Yeah.
I can't.
America.
I can't take anything away from that.